my lovelies, happy Tuesday. I hope you're all well. I hope everyone's okay. A little bit knackered. I had a really busy weekend. We had 2 classes, Saturday and Sunday, which were really lovely, really nice to see everybody and teach people some stuff. It was lush, really lovely. And then, yeah, busy yesterday trying to get ready for Crate and Craft on Thursday. So I've not stopped. I'd like a day off, please. But we're all good. We're nearly there with Crate and Craft. We've nearly got everything ready. So so that's nice. I like to be set a few days beforehand. Oh, then the screen went all funny then, didn't it? Say hello if you're there, my lovelies. I don't know if you guys have got this horrendous weather. We have. It's absolutely hammering down here, and it's freezing, absolutely freezing still. So I hope you're all staying safe and warm and not flooded or with wind blowing. Hope you're fully recovered. No, lovely, I'm not. I'm still battling this virus of whatever it is, but thank you anyway. It just doesn't seem to want to go. You think, oh, it's okay, it's on its way out, I don't feel too bad, and then the next day bleh, starts again. So it's not a pleasant one, this one that's going round at all, but it doesn't matter, it's fine. I'm okay. Jackie, it's wet and windy Norfolk, just lit the fire. I don't blame you, lovely. It's freezing, isn't it? Absolutely brassic. So what we're going to get cracked straight onto it today. We're going to do a block. There's only 2 1 o'clocks this week, so today and tomorrow will be at 1 o'clock as well, and Sarah's going to be doing that one because I'm going to be travelling up to Peterborough. So there's not one tomorrow evening, it will be at 1 o'clock, and then there isn't anything on Thursday because I've got Crate and Craft. You've got me on there if you want to watch anything. So we're going straight over to the overhead over here. And we're going to be looking at this block here today. Now, on Sunday, I actually did, I tried to tidy up and trying to make some sense of all the stuff I've got everywhere. And this was Sunday evening. And came across this really old quilt that I made about 8 years or so ago. I think we looked at it during lockdown, actually. And because I'm looking at older blocks that you can do differently, I looked at this one, and this one originally is actually made with, it's a quarter square, and then everything's on point. You add you add triangles of fabric and all into it, and I suddenly thought, oh my God, that would be so much easier just to alter the corners. Just to do something really simple and alter the corners rather than having to do a quarter square and then put it all on point. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go back onto an old block and do it in a different way. Okay, so I'm going to get this one out of the way because that's the old way of doing it. So what you're going to need for this block, I'm using some of the Moontide because I think this is delicious. I'm absolutely obsessed with this. These ones in particular, 3 colourways in this. And they just look like little paintings. I might just actually stretch some over a canvas and put it on the wall. It's gorgeous. Hi Linda, hi Marion, hi Cheryl, hello, hi Eileen. Weather's not too bad there. Set the planner to record for Thursday. Thank you, my darling. So what you're going to need is 3 fabrics. You're going to need a background fabric, which I'm just using white, and 2 other fabrics. So from each of the fabrics, you'll need a 6.5 by 6.5 inch square. You'll need 2 of those. Okay, so 2 6.5 inch squares, and you need 2 3.5 inch squares, and you need exactly the same from your second fabric. So 2 6.5s and 2 3.5s. Okay, and then from your background fabric, you need 12 3.5 inch squares. All right, so first things first, all of the 3, I've already partially done this one, so all the 3.5s require a diagonal line on the back. Okay, so while I'm doing that, tell me what you've been up to. What have you been busy sewing over the weekend? Were you out and about? Did you just stay in and stay warm? What did you get up to, guys? Anything exciting? There we go. Some of you might have seen on my personal page, we've got some very exciting news to tell everybody. A little man is going to be a big brother. I'm going to be a granny again. I'm going to be a granny again. I'm very, very excited. Rory and Cara are expecting again, and little sausage, little Jonah's going to be a big brother. So yeah, she's due end of July. So very excited by all of that. Very, very excited by all of that. Someone might have mislaid her challenge fabric, but it's now been starched. Do you need light, medium or dark blocks? I think we need light ones, Jackie. I think we're quite short on light. We've got a lot of dark, quite a few medium. I think the light ones would be good if you could do lightish blues. That would be amazing. You love these fabrics. Oh, I know I love these, Karen. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're called Moontide. They're on our website. We've got different colourways in all of them, but this in particular, I'm obsessed with. You're looking after Ollie at your daughter's house. The extension floor has been started today. Can't find anything. Oh, amazing though that they're actually starting your floor, hun. That's really good. Oh, excuse me. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Yes, we're very excited. It's very, very lovely news. So we're going to work on both of them at the same time. Okay, so what you're going to need for each square, each 6.5, is the opposite 3.5 and 3 of the white ones. And then the opposite 3.5 and 3 white ones. And we're going to start with the white blocks. And we're going to put them in the top left corner. We're going to alter the corners like snowballing. Okay. And we're going to pop that one on like that. And I am going to pin them. And then we're going to stitch down the line. But as ever, I want you to make sure that you stitch not directly on... Oh, look at the state of that pin. Where's that one come from? That's bent as hell. So you're not going to stitch directly on the line. You're going to stitch literally like a thread away so that the needle runs down the side, the corner side of the line, to give yourself that little bit of wiggle room so that when you fold over, that little bit that you lose by folding over should be right, okay? So let's go over to the overhead, not the overhead, the machine. Hopefully we're over here now. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, we are absolutely thrilled for them. Very, very exciting news. There we go. So take it a little bit slow and steady. Just make sure you're getting right on the edge of that line. It's better to cut a little bit off, excess off, than you not have enough when you fold it back and it not be big enough for the block. Okay, like that. What's that? You're cutting up Ollie's octopus tentacles, hoping to sew him later. Ooh. Oh, I'm interested. What octopus are you making, lovely? Oh, it's called Ollie the octopus. Oh, is it a pattern you bought? There we go. So, oh, see, that one's just moved slightly, even though I pinned it. There we go. Get it back in place. Like that. Okay, and then back over here. And as ever, before I cut anything off, let's just make sure that that's right. Okay, so I'm going to go over like that and gently press that one, and that's fine. So I'll cut off that excess. This one actually moved a little bit, so I'm just going to check. It's okay. I rescued it. It's fine. I might have to trim that one down a little bit. Okay, and then what you're going to do is just chop off this excess. Now, some people like to leave it. I don't. I find it too bulky, but it is what it is. You know, if you like to do that, that's absolutely fine. So take off that there. I'm just leaving about 1/4 of an inch. And then this one. And we're basically we're going to alter all 4 corners. Okay. But you do need to do them one at a time. And you do need to make sure that you fold this one out before you add the next one on. Okay. Because the next one's going to go on here like that. And you want this little overlap here. Okay, a bit like a flying geese. You want that overlap to be there. Okay, so pin down and pin down like that. So I've done top left and now I'm doing top right. Okay, so I'm going to stitch down those ones. There we go. How's this, Anja? Oh, lovely. Oh, I love their patterns. I think their new range, I don't know if anybody saw them on my live from Newark, those lovely black and white ones they've done. Oh, they're fantastic. They're so quirky. I love them. Absolutely love them. Ah, thank you, Eileen. Yes, I'm very, we're all very excited. I think Josh is most excited of all. He's got another one to play with soon. They asked Jonah what they wanted to, what should we call the baby when I'm saying he comes. We don't know what the sex is yet. It's too early yet. They haven't had their 20-week scan yet. But what do you want to call it? Pooh Bear. Pooh Bear is the is what the baby's going to be called as far as Jonah's concerned. Pooh Bear or Choo Choo, because he would do anything for a train, that child. There we go. And then again, I'm just going to check before I cut off. You can, hopefully you can see I've got that little bit of excess there, which I want. And again here, like that. And then we're going to chop off the excess. Sorry, this is going to be very boring for you to watch because it's quite repetitive, but it just worked. It's so much easier to do this block this way than having to do, you know, set in triangles and stuff. And I think it works just as well. I think it looks lovely when it's done. So like that. There we go. And then we're going to do bottom left. Okay, you're going to keep the bottom right free for now. So bottom left goes like that. So yeah, I mean, I think Choo Choo Keir Smith, that's got potential. Sounds like a name you'd give a panda, doesn't it? Choo Choo Keir Smith. There we go. And then we're going to stitch along there and along there. Okey-doke. Ah, thank you, Liz. Yes, we are. We're very, very excited. So now there's the big debate. Is it going to be a boy or a girl? And we have to wait and see. I think this will be like them, you know, 2 and done. I don't think they'll have any more after this. I think they'd be happy with 2. So it'd be quite nice if they had a little girl, so they've got one of each. But then it'd be quite nice for Jonah to have a brother, because like all my kids are so, you know, so close and as you know and everything. I always think, oh, it's nice then, you know, that they've got brothers that, you know, brothers to be like Rory is with, you know, with his brothers. So so I don't know. I really don't mind, don't care, as long as he's happy and healthy. You know, as long as everything's all right, it really doesn't matter, does it? There we go. So nearly there. Now this is quite an interesting block if you leave it this point. You know, it's quite a nice fun block. I'll show you in a second. Just trim this off. Like that. It's not the block we're going to do, but this is a variation that looks really cool. So let me just do that. Like that, and chop that excess off there. You can leave it at that, and then when you put them together like that, you get this lovely cross. You get this really big, lovely, bold cross, which I think looks great if you're doing maybe an XOXO quilt, you maybe for Valentine's or something like that. What's that, Kate? Your sister's going to be a granny again too? Ah, lovely, hun. Yeah, and obviously then those would go like that, wouldn't they? Make the bottom of the cross really, really bold. But we are altering these. So the final little bit there is the bottom right, and this is where the coloured 3.5s come in, and you're going to put them on opposite ways. Okay, so this one's going to go on the opposite fabric, so like that, and then this one's going on this side, so like that. Like I said, very, very simple block, this one. The traditional one is relatively simple, but you've got to deal with, you know, set-in triangles and doing quarter squares, but you get the same effect doing it this way just by altering. So again, I'm going to stitch down that line. Super, super easy. Super easy with this one. And I think you can play around with lots of, you know, great for scraps. And there's lots of variations. You can give it different looks by using different amounts of fabrics. You know, I'm using just 3 in this one, but you can absolutely play around with the amount of fabric, you know, amount as in how many different fabrics you use. There we go. Nearly there, and then we can put the block together. Okay, over here. Here we go. Again, just double check that one because that's moved a little bit. Should be all right though. Should be all right, yeah. And there, like that. There we go. Okay. Oh my goodness. It sounds like that window's going to fall in a minute. The wind is so high. I'm hoping it dies down before tomorrow because I am not looking forward to driving in this. I'm really not. Let's trim this one off. Oh, ow. Trim that one off. And trim this one off. And then you would go ahead and make another 2. So, just going to square these up very quickly. You want to make sure that they're 6.5 by 6.5. So half of 6.5 is 3 1/4. So I've got my 3 1/4 line, 3 1/4 line, like that, going through those points, making sure that I've got that lined up like that. And it's minuscule, but you're just tidying up the tiniest little pieces. Okay, there we go. There, like that. And then 6 by 6.5 by 6.5, not 6 by 6. You don't have to square up, but not on a block like this, but all those little bits just add up. So 3 1/4, 3 1/4, like that. Get my 6.5s in. You know, because it only takes a little bit of stretching with your iron, and suddenly nothing fits. The East supposed to have better weather. Oh, I hope so. We had lots of ideas, re-scraps on the Quilters Guild virtual conference this week. Oh, lovely. Marlene, you prefer the snowball. Thank you, love. Well, I do as well. I just think it's a slightly easier block to do. It's quicker. So, when you now put this together, you're going to put 2 like that. Okay, and I've done another 2 here. And then you can have them opposites like that and like that. And then we're going to stitch these. Now, obviously, this is your 1/4 inch here. So hopefully they're going to come together nicely. So I'm going to stitch this one to this one. Pop those right sides together like that. And I'm just going to put a pin in the middle bit there. Okay, this one's going to go right sides together. Come on, there we go. And pop a pin in the middle there, like that. And we're going to stitch down both of those sides. Now, you probably can't see it on the camera, but where that thread crosses there, even if I'm doing 1/4 inch down like that, if I get to that cross and the 1/4 inch is over here because I've miscut it, I'm just going to whiz round that. You won't show and you won't lose it, okay? There we go. Hello, Marlene. What's that, Marlene? Sorry, no, not to. Should say prefer the snowboard to set in triangles. Ah, thank you, lovely. Oh, well, I'm glad you've managed to join us, hun. Yes. I mean, like I said, putting it on point with setting triangles it's not necessarily difficult, but this is just easier. When I was looking at it, I was like, well, you don't need to do setting triangles in a 1/4 square. You could just snowball the whole thing. So I am going a bit slower now because I've got, a bit of bulk there. So I'm just trying to make sure that it goes over nicely and stays nice and straight, like that. There we go. And just iron those in place a second and get those pins out of the way. There we go. So I'm just going to iron those open. I'm going to iron them in opposite ways. So iron that one that way and press. Oh yeah, now I kept my point. That's okay. There we go. Just kept the point there, which is nice. Oh, I just stretched that. I pressed too heavy on that one. Never mind. So that one's going to, well, it's supposed to be going to the left, but it's not. Or at the end. There we go. There we go. So that one's going over that way. So I want this one to go this way. So make sure that that one is going that way. Like that. And then we can just join those up in the middle, making sure we nest that center seam. So I'm just going to nest that seam there and pin it. There we go. And then just make sure that those are nice and lined up. And again, pin again there. And I know I don't pin often, but when you've got quite a lot of bulk there, I do like to pin those just to make sure, because it's just moving a bit against itself, like that. And then I'm going to sew along there, okay? When you were pregnant with your daughter, I wanted to bring up the subject of my 3-year-old son, so I asked him, would you like a baby brother or sister? And he said, I prefer a rabbit. Brilliant. I hope he got a rabbit as well as a baby sister. I love kids at that age. I mean, they're just brilliant, aren't they, at that? Still completely innocent, no filter age. I love it. Absolutely love it. There we go, all the way along this way. And off the end. He did get a rabbit, brilliant. I love that. That's good mummying, that is, missus. You've got to put up with the baby sister, but here, have a rabbit. And then I'm just going to take those couple of stitches out there, you like we do with the 4 patches. Oh, I would if I could, but I haven't got my reading glasses and I can't see them. There we go, is that it there? Come on. Oh my goodness me, sorry guys. There we go, got it. Got it? Yes. There we go there. And there. Okay, which means I should be able to spin that centre one, which I can, like that. There we go, there and there. Make sure everything's lying nice and flat. A little bit less bulk, and then I'm going to go from the front. There we go, there. And come on. Ooh, I did lose my point there. I thought I had on the bottom. I didn't press it hard enough, press it well enough. Oh, that's annoying. Never mind. Never mind. That's because I was talking and laughing about rabbits. Wasn't concentrating, but you can see there's that beautiful block. Okay, I really like. I prefer this way of doing it than the set-in triangles and everything. So you can see it looks very different compared what, you know, depending rather on what fabrics you use. You know, that was my original one that I did, which was all, like I said, set in, and then I mean this is all a fully quilt. I've matched it, quilted that. I quilted every block differently, but it looks very, very different when you've got different fabrics. But I am obsessed with these at the moment. I'm gonna have to find a reason to actually have some and do something properly with it. So that's it, my lovelies, for today. That's our little block. I think it's quite a quick one. I mean, it'll be a lot of cutting, but you know, it's excuse me. Sorry, still battling this cough. Yeah, it's quite a pretty one. Quite easy to do that way, I think. So yeah, that's it, my lovelies. I will see you here next week. I'll be back next week. Sarah will be back tomorrow. And like I said, there's nothing on Thursday because I've got 2 shows on Create and Craft, one at 7 and one at 11. So I will see you then, okay? And yeah, that's it from me, my darlings. Take care and stay warm because it's blooming freezing. Bye.